Batman or Superman? A Dvar Torah for Parashat Chukat. A critical part of most superheroes is their secret identity. The constant struggle of balancing between living a mundane life and saving the world from the forces of evil is part of the charm of these characters, and usually, all that stands between them and their alter ego is their uniform, their clothes. And it is these very clothes that I'd like to discuss today. After the unfortunate event of Mei Meriva, Moshe is commanded to take Aaron and Elazar his son to Hor Har so that Aaron can reach his final resting place. Upon reaching, Moshe shall remove Aaron's clothes and dress Elazar instead, and then Aaron shall die. These fairly simple psukim raise a number of questions I'd like to address as we see what the Parshanim have to say about them. According to Chazal, the Kohen's garments can only be worn while in the Mikdash, and Midrash Tanchuma teaches that if he leaves without them, he gets 40 lashes, which begs the question, how did Aaron and Elazar wear the clothes out of the Mikdash? This question troubled many of the commentators, and they gave different answers, starting with the Midrash itself, which says that the same words with which Moshe was commanded to choose Aaron, kach et Aaron, take Aaron, were used, for lack of better words, to return him to God. There are a number of lessons that could be learned from here, among them that laws can be revised, that no one is above the law, that's why it needs to be revised, and that when revising the law, it should be done by the same authority that created it in the first place. The next way to deal with this problem is to claim it doesn't exist, I guess. This is Rashbam's approach when coming face to face with one of Chazal's halachot, since as far as he's concerned, Pshat isn't meant to be taken literally. It is meant to be taken literally, that's what Pshat is, it's just not meant to be followed literally. Rashbam has no problem saying that according to Pshat, Aharon wasn't bound to how Chazal saw halacha, and therefore he could wear bigdei kehuna while not working in the Mikdash. And then there's Ramban, who says that we could say that Aaron wore the garments for the daily rituals, just that today these rituals included a new action, was to ascend the mountain for the changing of the guards and changing of the garments. The second issue is raised by Rashi. According to Rashi, Aaron was dressed in the bigdei kehuna in order to undress and dress Elazar in the same garments, which raises the question, why dress Aaron in the first place? And Ramban can use the same answer he gave to our previous question. The last job that Aaron was given was to transfer his role to his successor, a lesson that might be useful for other leaders at other times. He can't do this if he isn't wearing these garments, because then he's not really the leader. This very same lesson was taught to us by the ancient Greeks that said, the garment makes the man, or as the Talmud teaches in Zvachim, when their garments are upon them, their kehuna is upon them. That might be why, according to Ramban, he can't make the transfer of power when not wearing the bigdei kehuna, but Ibn Ezra takes this to extreme when he explains when Aaron removes the garment, he will immediately die, which seems to connect Aaron's very existence with the garments he's wearing, kind of like Batman, lehavdil of course, whose superhero-ness, this must be a word added in the dictionary, doesn't really exist without his toys, as opposed to Superman, whose power comes from within. And this was only the tip of the iceberg, since we didn't even mention Sforno's idea that Aharon removed only the 4 golden garments in the comparison he makes to the Holy of Holies on Yom Kippur, or what clothes replaced the ones Aharon was wearing, which seems very important to many of the commentators, but to me, trying to figure out whether the Kohen Gadol was more like Batman or Superman was challenging enough without adding references to the Titanic and icebergs, so I guess we'll end with that. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and pass it on to a friend so that they can enjoy it as well. And don't forget to sign up to our channel. Like always, I am Dovi Holtz, one who loves Tanakh.